Welcome to Real Estate Success Partners. We're your hosts, Jennifer Rodriguez,
John Hayashida, and we are the real Estate Success Partners.
What?
Behind the scenes, we are going to take you.
John!
What?
Jennifer!
What?
What's going on in here?
This is our podcast.
Guys,
We're
what are you doing? Get. You know what? I got to give these two credit. They are absolutely fantastic, and they really are the success behind the Real Estate Success Partners. Thank you guys for being you. But now get out of here.
Let's get it.
Get out.
You're welcome.
Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin Dubuc,
David Nguyen,
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in every market. Today, guys, we've got Christina Waggoner as a returning guest. And Christina, you brought somebody pretty special this week. Who do you have for us?
Romel Camacho from Ocala, Florida, the Camacho team. Super excited to have you here. Thanks, Romel.
thank you guys. Thank you for having me as well. Appreciate that. Small town,
Absolutely.
growing, but
I love it, man. Well, welcome to the show. Romel, we know who you are, but we always like to let our guests know a little bit about who you are. Tell us about, your business and, where you're located, what you guys are doing out there.
sure. So we will make the short version on it. Been in business for, for 11 years now. I jumped into the business and when the things were crazy in 2012. Coming from the corporate world. And, I've been doing since I was able to early in stages, was able to start growing business, especially with my assistant. And now at this point, it's been a little over a year, we opened our own brokerage and we have 4 people in the administrative staff. And then we do have, as of right now, 12 agents. On the team. I mean, even though that it's a brokerage, we still consider a team because we create that culture, I think, in here with the team. So we still call it, even though that it is a brokerage. So mainly what we do is residential stuff. Ocala is right in the middle of Florida. So
that's right.
It's horse country. I still wearing boots. Especially on a Friday, we do have to deal with some horses and cattle and stuff every now and then.
Crazy.
But no, I mean, right in the middle of Florida. So very strategic. Yeah. Everything is about an hour away.
That's right.
Either way,
just north of Orlando, right?
Yeah. You want to go to Disney and all that stuff, it's an hour. You want to go to Gainesville, 45 minutes or north. If you go east, you're going to go to Daytona. You're going to be underwater in an hour. Yep. And then if you go to the other side, you got the coast, of course, the Gulf. You can be in there, I would think, like 45 minutes, and you can be on the coast fishing. So,
well, and I was just there. Yeah, I was just there. I just got back from an event in Tampa and Clearwater. So beautiful place you guys have out there, man. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. So for us, business-wise, lately has been nonstop. And of course, I'm sure you guys know, Florida has always been very attractive for a lot of other states. People love our stuff, what we're doing in here. And I mean, who don't want it to have, summer 365 days out of the year?
Yeah. Well, let's get a record scratch there because you just said business is nonstop. And we're shooting this podcast in October of 2023. And last time we heard there's a lot of struggling agents out there trying to find their way, but not you and your team, Romel. And that's why we wanted to have you on the podcast. We love to feature top tier agents that are doing amazing things. So talk about that a little bit. How is it that Romel and Romel, what do you call your team? Let's get that out there too.
So TCT is basically the Camacho team, Realty group. But we've been doing business in here for some time. So now everybody start recognizing the TCT, but we still, people still call us back, the Camacho team. I mean, even though that obviously my last name Camacho is kind of popping out. It's been established. But I think the biggest thing is when you have to start humble in the business. From very day one. And you had to respect, the fact that some folks who have been in the business for 20 or 30 years is like, you got to do things right. You it just is a tough business, I will say. But as long as you do it and you do it right, you need to know how to start with contracts. You need to know how to introduce yourself. I mean, there's so many things, and that's the reason why I gained respect. And I was able to, go from my very first year with 20, I think it was 24 closings that I had my very first year, and now we usually over 200 closings every year. But back to your question, far as this us being busy is, I think real estate is not easy, and you had to pivot every time there is a change. If it's a correction or if it's curve that we call, you need to know how to adapt, I think, to a new market, and you have to be prepared for that. And usually this market is like when we take advantage, and we take advantage of that, and we just kind of grab more market share. Because for the folks, unfortunately, in any real estate agent I get phone calls from other real estate agents that it's like, hey, what do we do? It's like, hey, you just need to double up things. We've been doing that, and that's what we've been doing. We've been double up phone calls, and we've been double up appointments, and that's what we do. And the business is, simple formula. The formula in the business is phone calls, appointments, contracts. So we've been basically double up everything.
So let's talk right there for a second. So what I got out of this is you're having success, but you did say you are doubling up. So you recognize the trends of the market, but you're just working harder. That's why you're
absolutely.
So you're not doing the same. Which again, guys, that's a pro tip. I think
it's a huge pro tip. It's a huge tip because you've got to take action right now. And you're right. What we've been talking about is these last 2 years. These have been work years, right? We got some luxuries during COVID, 2020, 2021. Those weren't as much of work years in this industry, but right now we're in the work years. And if you're not out there ready to take action, like Romel and the Camacho team, right? At the end of the day, you're not going to have that great success. You brought out another thing. You talk about branding. I'm a branding guy too. I see you brought your T-shirt. I brought my T-shirt too. We're the Dubuc team, and you're the Camacho team. So great minds, like-hearted, like-minded. But brother, what I love that you said is that you're teaching your team how to work, and you're making phone calls. That's where the activity starts. But who are you calling? How do you know who to call? Right? Let's start with that.
So our biggest thing in our biggest business, it comes from our past clients and the sphere of influence, and that's what we target the most. With the new, because we funnel for several different sources. We funnel our leads basically, but every client, it's the same, is very important as the other one, regardless if you want to buy right now or on the first 3 months versus the one that is going to buy in 6 months because their lease expire in 6 months. Right. We're going to nurture those clients, but you have to stay in touch. You have to have a good CRM system in order to stay in touch with them. But you have to block your time. I think the key in here is just like you have to create that. You don't. In this business, you can be working 24/7, of course, but as long as you dedicate every day, and religiously every day, to do your appointment set in time, then it's going to take you to another. It's going to take you to another level.
You nailed it.
My block time is like from 9 o'clock until 11. It's just like don't touch my time. That's my time.
Do we have the same model? 9 to 11 is our block time. We do the same things. We do it a little different. We actually host a Zoom call because we've got loan officers that work with our company across the United States. And we do it, ours is Central Time from 9 to 11. We jump on a Zoom call. We coach each other up. We get motivated. We mute the Zoom and we pick up the phone. And for 2 hours, like you said, we block off that calendar. We do sales activity. We do sales activity, and that's where you find the success, brother. I love it, dude. I love it. Thank you for bringing him on, Christina.
You're so welcome.
Romel, you're an inspiration.
Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm glad to have you.
And once again, you also have to surround yourself with positive people. That's a big thing, because negativity is so much out there between the news, which please don't watch the news.
Right.
And then the social media and stuff like that, they just always put like negative stuff. So we try to like block it and just concentrate it on our thing. If everybody is doing bad, I'm sorry, right? Unless you want to come with us and do it right, it just
Well, you're
That's the name of
linking
the game.
arms with successful people because you're better together. And what we found and what we know is you're the product of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with. And if the 10 or 20 people you're spending your time with are all awesome people, guess what? You're going to do awesome things together. And that's why you guys are having that great success. So while others are out there struggling and failing, the sky has fallen and the business isn't there, that's not what's happening to the Camacho team, because you guys are out there doing the right activity and you're surrounding yourself with the right people to create amazing connections, brother. I love it, man. I love it.
Right. In build, you had to have I think a good foundation. Because, when I started in the business, I didn't know what I was doing. This business is super, get the license is very easy, but you don't know how to do the business. That's a completely different ballgame. They don't teach you on the 60 some hours of classes.
That's right.
Or something like that. It's been a while. But building the business is a completely different ballgame. And it's hard work. So once you have, a solid foundation, you can become disruptible. Set your systems in place, have some planning, and big thing is like have some vision also. Like, where are you going to see yourself in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? And if you write it down, business plan, it happens.
That's right. Well, it all starts with the vision. And then the second part of the vision is making sure that everybody around you that's working with that team shares the same vision and understands what the big picture is, because that way you're all working together towards a common goal. And that's where great success happens, right? Because if you bring people into your team and you don't show them what your vision is, or if they don't share the vision, it's not going anywhere. But when you can spread that around and everybody goes, man, I see it. I know exactly what we're building here with this team. I know where we're taking things. That's how you create great success, brother. So let's talk a little bit about that, because when you're choosing an agent to come to your team, do you work with agents that are only experienced, or do you have training internally with the Camacho team?
No, so we do. I do coach, and me personally coach them from. It can be. I usually what I try to specialize is the brand new agents, because the majority of them, they just don't know where to go, how to start, how to make that first phone call. What do I do? And then the ones that are struggle. The average agent. I don't know if you guys know the chart. Usually it's 5 deals, 7 deals a year, which is like, hey, might as well just get a regular job. You probably make more money. But if you want to take things serious, then this is a business. You run your business, so that's a different ballgame. So usually what I do is 3 weeks, and it's fully training. We do a lot of role play. We do shadow other agents too. And usually my every agent that we trained, their first year is about 22 deals. Their first year.
Wow.
And then usually about the next one usually is over 30.
That's impressive.
That's awesome. Well, you said you did 20 plus deals.
I think it's being consistent, and maybe I think the biggest thing that I always ask is like they had to be committed. If you're not committed, it's just like that's I can't make you successful if you don't want to be successful.
No, you're right. You can't. What we found, Romel, is you can only hold the people accountable for what they've committed to. And so the one thing that we do anytime we bring somebody into our organization, and it sounds like you do the same thing, is we set them down and we ask them what their personal goals are. We show them what it's going to take to hit where they want to be. And then we ask them, do I have your permission to hold you accountable to these numbers? And if the answer is yes, right, we're going to do it. We're going to hold them accountable, and we're going to make sure that they're hitting those goals, because those are their goals, and I will not let them miss out on their future successes, right? But when you get that person who comes, you say, hey, this is what it's going to take. Are you willing to do that? And they say, that's too much work for me. You're probably not going to be a good fit for our organization. It sounds like you're doing the same thing over there.
Right, and we kind of have a standard, right? If, and I hate to say this, but if you don't make at least 20 deals a year, maybe you're just not a good fit, because you create a culture on the team or in the brokerage, and it's like, if you don't close enough deals, then we're going to left you behind, even though that we're always going to try you. It's like, because, we all go through stuff sometimes.
We do.
Things happen in life and you get punched in the face. So it's like, okay, but we always, as a team also, we're going to reach out and say, like, hey, how can we help you? We're here to help out. That's all it is. But if you can't do too many closings, then obviously we just not. It's almost like we, even though it's like I say, it's right now we 12 agents, and it's just because I hire probably 4 or 5 for the past 2 months, so they're still on that stage that is like they roll in, and obviously they just like what's going on with the market, right? That's the reason why they reach out to me, but at the same time we're in the process to get them up to speed, like full speed. But for the ones that are with me and they've been with me for like 4 years or more, I mean, those guys are still rocking. It's just 40 some deals a year or so. So, but it takes a lot of work. It takes a big vision is a team, as a group, because when one is falling, then you're gonna make everybody else fail. So we all together on this.
Yeah, you got to pick them back up and point them in the right direction. Say, you can do this. We're going to coach you. We're going to get you there together, because we're a team, right? We're a team.
Yeah.
No, I love what you're saying, man. I love what you're saying. And the thing is that what we talk about right now, Romel, and I think more than anything in this industry, we need to be well led. We need leaders like yourself. They're going to step up and tell people, I've got the answers. I can show you how to do this. Let me show you the way. Right, and I'm going to lead you to great success. And Romel, you're definitely one of those guys. You're an action-first guy, and you've got a vision, and you help people find that success, man. So hats off to you for helping take these agents that are working under your leadership and leading them to success with your vision, because you're doing exactly that. We need more people out there like you, my brother. We need more people. And
appreciate that, and that's one of the reasons why it inspired me to do open the brokerage. Because I was fine, and I was perfectly fine just to have in my team, and I don't have the responsibility as a broker. But now, since they were like, "Hey, I think we need to take it to the next level," because it's a brokerage, you can have a little more control of things in the way that you want to roll your show. And I think, like you say, on this business, I mean, sometimes we do have a bad reputation as a real estate agents, but if we create and put a solid foundation in every agent, it's going to be different, and the people out there, for our clients, for our customers, people are going to have that respect back and say, like, okay, they bring value to the table. It's nothing to just like, hey, give me the commission and I'm out. It's like, no, they really bring value, so I think they deserve it.
Absolutely.
I love that you said that. Well, David, you're over here taking it in, man, but you've always got some great questions. What do you think, man? What do you think, Romel and his team? These guys are doing some awesome stuff.
Man, it sounds like he has a blueprint. That's why we had him on, Real Estate Success Partner.
It's right on his wall.
I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you see it behind him?
I see it.
I'm going to have to be accountable to myself.
So, we've had some success in real estate. What's the one moment that you're most proud of in your real estate journey?
Click and Close Mortgages brought a brand new product to market that will allow for you to save thousands of dollars on your next purchase or refinance transaction. Click below to learn more.
When the new agent go to their first appointment, I think, with the fact that, we part of the community and things like that, but when you see someone that, once again, it's not easy, and they prepare, and so they know what to say. It's nothing that they go and it's like the client is going to catch the fact that he's like a newbie. It's like, no, they got the skills in order to go and kill it. So it's like, and when they come back and it's like, shoot, we got the contract, right? It's like, this is it. And I know that sometimes it's not going to take on the first appointment, but it's like, if it's on the second one, that's awesome, because he knows what to ask. He knows, like, it's one of the biggest investments for people's life. So when you care about what you're doing and you believe what you're doing, I mean, it's just, then it's when they flip the script about just thinking about the money. The money will come, right?
That's right.
And maybe in the beginning you chase the money in the business, but when you have a good foundation, and if you do it right, the money will start chasing you instead of you chasing the money. So.
Well, you nailed it right there. And we hear it from all the best agents that we talk to. The passion is in helping the people, and the money comes along with that, right? It's just a nice little value add to doing great things for the people you serve and the communities you serve in. And I love that you said that, because you joined the club of all the other successful agents that we talk to, the really successful ones, right? It's never about the dollar. The dollar's there. They love the money. It's great. What it really is that they're building a foundation for their community. They're building trust for those around them. They're helping other people find their dream home, but they're also helping the people that they're surrounded themselves with find great success. That's what you're doing, and here you are, joining that crowd of amazing people out there that are doing it for the right reasons, brother. I love that, man. I really do.
Yeah, yeah. I think everybody deserves a chance, and I wish everyone, like especially the new agents, is like go with the team, like learn as much as you can before you just go and do it on your own. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't do it, but it's better when you absorb everything and then go and do it on your own if you want.
So what's that team look like, Romel? Talk about your organization. What does your team look like?
Like say right now it's like administrative stuff, because we do have a lot of transactions, so we had to have, if we don't have, that's also right, it's very crucial and very important when you start doing so many transactions. It's like if we don't have a back end, you have to have your defense, because we are out there on the tackle, right? It's like, so if you don't have those people, we can't perform it on a higher level. So we do have the transaction coordinators and the office manager and stuff like that, the event coordinator, our executive assistant, and everything else. We outsource some of the stuff versus some marketing as well. And then for us mainly it's like obviously I'm the leader. I do have a listing agent that she's also a leader on that part, and then the rest are agents. So it's right now, like I say, I do have new agents on board, which I love it because we expand also. Yeah. We open another office in the next town, 25 minutes from here, which is called Dunallen. So I expand. So about 12 agents with myself, and then 4 in the administrative stuff.
Well, you nailed something there. You talk about expansion. The other thing you said was, making sure you have a great back-end team, because they really are your life support, right? They're the ones that keep everything going. So you guys can stay out there focused on that money-making activity, because that's what drives the whole thing. And that's, what you talked about, the time blocking, making sure you're taking time for sales calls, but having people there to support you, that's a big part of that, because if you didn't have the confidence that those people were back there supporting your team, you wouldn't have the ability to make that 2-hour time block, because you'd be busy handling all the stuff that they're taking care of on your behalf. So that's part of why your team's having so much success, because you're a great leader and you knew how to create an organization that was designed for volume and success. But you touched on the expansion, and what we always like to know is, what's the future plans for Romel and the Camacho team? What's that vision? What are you guys looking at doing here?
So we do have for next year, we're gonna expand to South Carolina. That's the goal. But we are also open another office in the other side of town, because Ocala, believe it or not, is huge, right? Yeah. So we do have our main office, which is right in the middle of Ocala, and then once again Dunallen, because I just saw that vision. I mean, it was already on my vision board, Dunallen, and it happened this year. I was gonna, it was there, so the opportunity happened. It's like, I jump on it, because that's the new upcoming thing. You have to see when you get on the business. I mean, I'm all in as far as the business, so I'm analyze, what's happening, what's moving, who's coming, the trends, right? So it's like, okay, that's our next stop right there. So Dunallen, we are going to open and completely on the other side of town. We're going to open also another office in here locally next year, but then mainly South Carolina. So our model is, we don't need. It's not about, I think, quantity is about quality.
Yeah, that's great. Talk about South Carolina. Why South Carolina? Where did that pop into play?
Man, I love their barbecue.
I love it, man.
No. Southern hospitality is always like, I think it's the best. I'm a chatter, so.
It's funny you say that, because I don't know if you know this or not, but I know somebody that's licensed in South Carolina, a company that could help you. But Pearl Beach, South Carolina, just the top 10 places to move to, including 4 cities in Florida and so forth.
That might have something to do with this plan.
If you follow the trend, I see where you're going with this. No wonder you're so successful. Just follow where everybody's moving to, and you continue to grow.
Yep.
I just see the trend. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, things that have changed in life on the personal level too. So, I just got a kid about 3 months ago, so
about that.
I kind of see the vision, like where he needs to go, so he can be there. It's a little more southern. I'm a very conservative type of guy, so I think it will be. But it's the transition. I mean, that's in the plan, and usually it never failed. But
No, you'll,
so far,
hey,
knock on
you're gonna
wood,
make, by
but
the way,
if not,
just news alert, you're going to make that happen because of your
Yeah.
passion and your belief in what you're doing. You'll make that happen. But I want to go back and touch on your son and your family. We always like to talk a little bit about that because we talk about real estate success on the financial side. We talk about how we're helping families. But one thing we touch on every show is our personal families and how we're helping them have their best life. So talk a little bit about your family and your son.
so he was on my business plan 2 years ago.
Aw, awesome.
Yeah, believe it or not, which my coach, because I do have a coach. So he was there. I know that to me is about create a legacy. That's the reason why I've been nonstop for the past 11 years. And it was about time to stop being selfish and just think about the other stuff, the good stuff. And finally, it's I found a great lady, great girl, and I really love her. And that's it. We started a family, and I was motivated before. I'm like, I can't even explain it, like 3 or 4 times more.
Fuego, baby, let's go.
I'm on fire right now.
Hey, so let's talk about, if your wife was here right now, or your special other, right? What would you say to her?
Oh man, that's a tough one. We're not married, yeah, but you see, I can't say anything. But I'm the luckiest man. I really.
You want
am.
to pop the question?
That's
I'm very lucky.
I mean, it's a Dubuc Team
She put me in the
podcast.
spot. We got a connection. We got a connection issue.
Here you go. Back connection.
something's going with this phone
Someone's
again.
committed. Christina.
I love it, man. No, good for you, bro. Good for you. You're in
Yeah.
love. You've got a child, and you're doing such amazing things. We'd love to keep you here all day, but I know you've got real estate to sell, and we've got somebody else here as a family member. He's got to go pick up.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what have we not covered today that you want to get out there to the world?
You have to have a good support system, I think, and just a little rewind as far as fiance, aka wife, or whatever the case is like, when you have a goal that you wanted to achieve, you have to tell the people that surround you that it's like, hey, this is what I'm going, and hopefully you're with me. And if they support you, then nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you.
It's such a wise
Yeah.
statement, and right. You've got to make sure that your support system outside of the office is on that journey, and they're ready to ride it with you, brother. So that's such a smart thing to say, very wise. Christina, you've been a wallflower today. Anything you'd like to get out there, before we wrap up the show?
Well, I want to thank Romel for coming on our show. I loved everything that you had to say, Romel. It's been amazing, and it's like-minded, like-hearted people. And you get to share your story, and we definitely relate, and it helps other people in your community, and also adding to people's lives, your agent. So that I just commend you for that. Thank you.
Appreciate that, and I do, and believe it or not, and I know that we almost done, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Christina, for having me. And we do a lot of that. You see, one of the other things is give back, and we do give on the local level. We do help a lot, but also I'm original from South America, so usually down in South America, I help about 832 kids.
That's awesome.
Down there, because it's just money. It's just is a transition, but when you give back and you give back to some kids that it's just nothing out there. They don't have anything, and when you see that spark in the eyes, that's when it makes the difference.
Well,
it's way better than a Rolex or or a car or something.
Way better.
It's a selfless act, right? And you're impacting other people's lives, and as a result, they may have tremendous success in their life, and that's because of you, Romel. So we commend you for that. Thank you for being such an amazing person. and having that big heart that you do, my brother. Man, many blessings to you and your business and everything that you guys are doing. Like I said, news alert, South Carolina is going to open. That's going to happen because of you, brother, because of you. You know, you're a great leader. So thank you for being you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you again. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So if the people out there want to find you, and we know they do, because you're gonna lead them well, and you're gonna provide them with an amazing service. We know how your team works now. How do they reach the Camacho team and Romel?
So, of course, we are in any social platform out there. You know, the main ones, of course, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and everything else. But then our website, you know, tctrealtygroup.com, you can find us in there. But I mean, if you Google, we're gonna show. I mean, we have a great reviews. We do have a great presence out there when it comes down to social and the web out there. We concentrated on our service, and we try to tailor it to our best, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why every client has been very satisfied. And I'm talking about, you know, probably way over 1,000 transactions, if you want to call transactions, but usually what we call is like over 1,000 families that we have helped transition from either one end to another. In knock on wood, it's never been an issue.
That's awesome. Well, we know they want to find you. They're already finding you. You guys are doing big numbers, but we want more people to find your team because we know the experience they're going to have, and they're going to be led by somebody who's just a really, really amazing person, right? Doing things for all the right reasons and selfless, right? I just love that, man. I do. I really do. So, well, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
How do the people find you? You're out there in Ocala too. Talk about how they touch base with Christina.
Well, you can call me directly, 352-659-6812, and also find me on the web at the DebucTeam.com, DEBUC, the DebucTeam.com.
DUBUC.com.
It's a mouthful.
DebucTeam.com. And let me tell you something. I know that you're going to be well led there because Christina, you're amazing, and your team, the people that support you, well, I'll make sure they take great care of you. I promise you that one. So, but again, Romel, Christina, thank you guys for coming out. David, anything you want to add?
No, well, I'm going to say it. Hey, if you're looking to join a great real estate firm, sounds like the Camacho team is the place to be for guidance and leadership. And if you're looking to buy a house, sounds like the Camacho team will take care of you. And if you're looking to buy or sell in South Carolina in the near future, let's go ahead and speak it to existence.
Say it's coming soon.
Let's speak it to existence. It's coming soon.
That's
So,
exactly right.
so Camacho
It's coming soon.
is
Coming to South Carolina. You heard it here first. I love it.
We like to.
That's it.
Well, good stuff. Well, we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin Dubuc.
I'm David Nguyen.
And if you want to find us, you can check us out at realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's realestatesuccesspartner.com. We're on all your big platforms, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadios. If you're here, you probably already know, but we are on all of them. So if you look, I think there's 30. We're going to be out there. Also, if you want to come over and see the video version, and we'd love it if you do, that's going to be the Dubuc Team. Back to what Christina was saying, the Dubuc Team on YouTube. And you'll see the video version here, and we'd love comments. If you want to be a guest, we'd love to talk to you about coming on to the show, and we really appreciate those 5-star reviews. Until the next time, we'll see you then.
Bye, guys.